Another absolutely rousing episode of Nerds of the Round Tables. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 6 here we have going on today. We have stuck in there for 6 episodes, and we thank you so much for sticking along with us. We have a fantastic episode in store for you today, so let's get right in. And I am joined, as usual, by my cohorts with me. I have, to my left, Mr. Nicholas Boonstra, who is our director-turned-chairsman. I have Jeremy Didiab right here. And next to me, I have a avid fan turned guest, my twin brother, Mr. Cameron Cardwell, who's here to discuss things with us today.
I am Cardwell.
So, yes, Mr. Camuel Cardwell over here.
My real name, full name.
Obviously. Yeah. Obviously, yep. All right, so we have a fantastic topic to talk about with you guys today. What we're looking at today is, recently it was pointed out to me by actually Jeremy over here, that there was a website that's been going on for quite a bit now, that has been doing speed runs for charity. And that's an absolutely fantastic thing. I think it's wonderful to see, you know, I've seen them do it on Twitch all the time. I've seen people do, you know, world record runs for charity, and I think it's a fantastic thing. And it started to make me wonder, you know, how society is, you know, when it comes to video games, and how you see a lot of bad things, but you also see a lot of really good things happening too. And it's very excellent to see the impact that society has, and I think, you know, the video games has on society. And so I just wanted to spend a minute, because not a lot of people do this, talking about the good things that video games and stuff like that have added to society, including charity runs. There have been video games that have helped mental health, physical health, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so I figured we could spend the day highlighting the great things that video games have done for society and show people that it's really not all that bad. We're not all, you know, just because I play Grand Theft Auto doesn't mean I'm a gangster. It's the same way as I play Guitar Hero doesn't make me a rock star. No matter how much
debatable
I try to, you know, act like Tom Cruise in Top Gun, because I hate Tom Cruise with a burning passion. I hate Tom Cruise.
Gotta hate Tom Cruise. He actually loves Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is great.
I hate Tom Cruise.
You gotta hate Tom Cruise.
He's the man.
I hate Tom Cruise.
He's the man. He does his own stunts.
I hate Tom Cruise. But that's besides the point. My hatred of Tom
4
Cruise
foot
is something.
negative 2 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, the incredible things that video games have added to society, including myself. I noticed you left me out of that list. The good things that video games gave to society. I'm part of that. But I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I think it's a great topic, because I really think that. I really think that, honestly, that video games, maybe more so online games in my case, contributed a lot to who I am. You know, as a kid, I think the reason that I can sit behind a computer and not poop my pants when something's wrong with it is because I spent so much time on one when I was growing up, you know, and things like, you know, Lego.com, Cartoon Network, all websites that suck now. Well, no, Cartoon Network's okay, but I would spend a lot of time there, and I think it got me into computers. It got me into science. I mean, I'm going to be going to college for science in the fall, and I don't know if I'd be the person I am without. So just on a personal level, you know, not even, you know, before you even look at all the wonderful things like the charity speed runs, which I don't think I could ever do. You just need to be magical for those. I just think, yeah, it's definitely had a positive impact on me. But yeah.
Shoutouts to Games Done Quick, which is actually the charity stream we were referring to, which is happening right now. So honestly, like, if you are watching us right now, you should be watching Games Done Quick, because they are
No, you should be watching
charity.
us right now. You should be.
This is the charity event.
Watch us.
This is a charity event, and it happens, I believe, once a year, and it goes on for about a week. And all of the money they raise goes to charities around the world that helps children. I'm not sure.
They're doing Doctors Without Borders right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's Doctors Without Borders right now.
And they had a pretty sizable, I mean, we were watching
they
the
had
Twitch feed
over
before the show.
$500,000, which
That's
is
amazing.
insane considering just yesterday it was at $400,000, which is.
And even besides the fact that how good it is for charity, it's just cool to watch it. Like, the fact that they can just run through these games that I can barely even beat.
Exactly.
And they can do it in like 20 minutes.
Exactly.
And I spend like 2 weeks and I can't
Hell,
even
I'd
do
give
it.
$10
It's
for that.
so cool that they actually sometimes beat world records. Like, that's fascinating to me.
It's so cool that there are world records, that this, I mean, video game culture, I mean, I honestly think the fact that video game culture is where it is a bit of a step forward. Like, I remember being like younger and watching commercials for like Halo Combat Evolved and thinking like rated M and how you had to be 17. And maybe it was just because I was
It was
young.
mind blowing.
It was just because I was young, maybe, but I was like, who's gonna play video games once they're past 17?
Yeah.
Like, then you're grown up and you stop doing this. But that's not the case anymore. I don't think.
No.
The
it's
average
not-
gamer is actually 30 years old.
Exactly.
Or 30 to 35.
Well,
which
I
is
feel
like-
really cool.
Yeah, what's interesting is I mentioned this earlier when we were just all, doing our pre-rounds, but I read a study that showed, so look at a nursing home nowadays, right? When you go in there, what are old people doing in there? They're reading, they're trying to, poke the other
pudding.
old people, they're just going, yeah. Like that's a nursing home, right?
We love
I
old
just
people.
lost my
We love the
intentions.
elderly. Thank you.
Elderly are wise and they're very smart, and I do agree. I love the elderly, but we're all like, that's so, that's boring. But here's the thing: is that's what the elderly used to do in their childhood. That's what they would do: is they would play cards and read the paper, and was fun. So think about it: if they do what they did in their childhood nursing homes, can you imagine what our nursing homes are going to be like?
It's gonna be the best place to hang out.
Land parties.
Awesome.
I want to be in a nursing home by the time
Dude,
I'm
that'd be
40.
so fun.
Yeah, like seriously, like admit me right
Can
now.
I retire yet?
You think they're gonna
just
play
give up?
Bloodborne?
Yeah, they're gonna play Bloodborne. So much Bloodborne.
With or without the Guitar Hero controller? That's the question.
That's
Maybe by then it'll actually be a rock
if
star
you're
from
that
Guitar
old,
Hero.
if you're that old, that you might as well just play with the controller.
If you're that old, you can do
yeah.
anything with the Guitar Hero controller. Maybe you don't belong in the nursing home just yet. But
Well, so think about it. Like, nursing homes really, when
Nursing
our
home
generation,
speedruns.
when our generation gets older,
the record, just among the nursing home.
Grand Theft Walker.
That sounds awesome.
Anyways,
Awful.
nursing
Very
homes.
great people.
Nursing homes. When our generation here, and those of us who are your viewers who are much older, I'm sure it's going to be the same thing for you guys too. But as a generation, as a society, we are so in tune with our video games and our technology that when we get older, we're not just going to give that up.
Right.
That's not just going to go away. We're going to continue integrating it into our everyday lives. So nursing homes are going to end up being some of the most high-tech places around because we want to keep integrated with the technology that we're so used to, thus meaning they're going to be big LAN parties, and we're going to be playing old
That sounds
games and new
awesome.
games and yeah.
Just going
Virtual
helicopter on the
reality,
back
though.
of the warthog, just
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Old people could feel young again playing virtual reality.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is
here's the thing,
gonna
too,
be
is that-
a thing in like
is that
10, 20 years.
Video games have been proven, some video games, including like Tetris, any kind of puzzle game, anything like that, have been proven to improve cognitive and mental ability. And it's been
believe it.
shown that older people who suffer from things like dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that, if they play video games, it actually inhibits some curative elements. It doesn't cure it. I'm not saying that Tetris cures Alzheimer's, but like
It does help it.
It does.
It does.
It helps, and it helps the mental state
it, like,
of
delays it.
the of people. So it shows that the people who play games and the people who understand technology tend to have their mental state more intact as they grow into their older age. So as a society, we need to realize that not every video game is Bloodborne or Grand Theft Auto. That
Call
there
of
are,
Duty.
yeah, exactly. There are some really good games out there that help, and even still, games like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and Bloodborne still continue to help improve cognitive ability
Or at
because
least
you still have that
hand-eye
What a
hand-eye
lot of
coordination.
the
Yeah,
older
exactly.
generation actually don't realize is that there are studies that prove that violent video games do not cause violent tendencies.
Exactly.
Those studies that they supposedly quote that actually say that are false. Like many of them have been proven to be falsified, and it's just like the social stigma with it has always been really negative because of the violent video
Right.
games that they.
And it's real. It's real. People really think
Yeah.
that these mass shootings are caused by Call of Duty.
No, it's
it
not.
has
No, they're
nothing
not.
to do with
It's
that. It's
not.
completely
It has to do with
irrelevant.
the mental state of the person.
Exactly.
Which, mental illness is a problem that really plagues our society nowadays.
true,
And I
too.
think that completely honestly, and I'm not just saying that just because I'm a game nerd or anything like that, but completely honestly, I do think that video games are not a cure, but a very, very good thing for mental illness. I do. And I say that as somebody who's studied mental illness for years as part of several community service groups
But the
and have been
Columbine
interested in
people,
it.
they played video games before shooting up people.
Exactly.
So
Well,
obviously that's what
let's
caused
say
it.
here, yeah, let's say like
Except not.
here's the thing is
Except
that
not.
everyone's gonna say, oh yeah, well they played video games at one point in their life, that's why they shot up something. No, look,
Yeah.
there is plenty of other mental problems, so you shouldn't. There is more good that video games have done for society as a whole than So right here you can see an article that our fantastic crew in the studio pulled up. about a man who recently committed brain surgery, had done an AMA on Reddit. And the doctor himself had recommended Destiny as a form of brain surgery because of the game's, hand-eye coordination, all the lights, everything like that. The lights and sound and everything that goes along helps keep your brain sharp and alive. So video games as itself can be used as a therapy tool. I even read an article a couple weeks back about how PTSD, soldiers with PTSD use simulators to cure the PTSD.
Wow.
They go through and they play, because they can't play Call of Duty, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, I was thinking that's where you're going with that.
No, well, they would use game simulators to cure their PTSD because they would run through simulations to help kind of cure them of what's going on. And the video games and stuff like that, and they found that those who played, I think they used Tetris in one of these studies, and they found, I keep bringing Tetris up because honestly, if you're gonna blame any game for being the most, mentally curing game of all time, it's Tetris. Tetris is shown to be one of the, it cures stress, anxiety, all kinds of problems. I mean, I wish I could say it could cure cancer, but it probably could at some point. But it's
As long as you don't mind your blood pressure going up once you get further along in the game.
No, but they did a study that patients, and these are all actual studies. I wish I had links for because I sound like I'm just babbling off, but I do read a lot of articles.
These are false.
Yeah, exactly. So let the comments section on YouTube fill up with, excuse me, I don't think all the facts are filling up correctly. I need a link to the article. Link through it didn't happen.
Those are skewed.
Google it. Yeah, exactly. Look
You're
it up.
using ad hominems
These are actual
and slippery
articles.
slopes. And
These are actual
straw
articles that
mans.
I've read. But anyways, I did read one about how they did a actual test, like an experiment, with two groups of patients, one who played Tetris and one who didn't. And they observed the mental condition of these patients under different stimuli and situations.
Yeah.
And it was proven that those who had played Tetris for a good series of time tended to react better and have an easier time handling the stressful situations than those who had not played Tetris previously or did not, play Tetris to cope. So, I mean, it's true, and not even just Tetris, is all around, video games are an escape from reality. They're an escape from your everyday lives, and they're good, they're there for you to open yourself up and just go.
Right, exactly.
A lot of games are actually puzzle games, and they actually challenge you to use your mind in very unique and ways that you wouldn't otherwise use, such as Cogs, for example, which is one of the really cool puzzle games where it's like a block, and you try to move these cogs in a very certain order, and then it triggers once you do it, and it's really cool.
Can we talk about Besieged?
Besieged.
Besieged.
Besiege is cool. You don't know
I've
it?
been playing. You don't know
I
that?
actually
Can we find some videos of that?
Wait.
Besieged.
It's a
Yeah.
game where you have a certain objective, like you have to destroy a farm or destroy a bunch of people, like an army, and then you have a bunch of
Who knew
mechanics.
killing people could be so good for you?
And you have so many mechanics and engineering things and just so many different
Sound
It's
familiar.
possibilities.
so-
Where
so basically,
you can
you just
build
do whatever you
anything
want.
Yeah. There's pistons, cannons, flamethrowers. It's
People have come up with the most creative stuff. Of course, you're
It's
gonna
ridiculous.
have the guys who make the giant stick figure guys that their
you
Willy
guys
What's
ever-
It shoots fire out of it, and then you're gonna have something like this. Wow.
Did you ever play? A friend of mine got me into RoboCraft a while back. I haven't played it. In a
I
long
haven't
time.
played it. I've heard
But
about
that's
that.
a cool game. I mean, the graphics.
But
This
I mean,
is obviously.
look at this. So it's so cool what you
Wow.
can do in this game. Yeah. Oh, all right.
Wow.
It's dead.
That
Good
is
job,
so
guys.
That
Mission
is
accomplished.
So cool. I love that.
Yeah,
Did you guys ever
you can
play-
do
and it's only
everything.
in beta right now.
You can
too.
fly. You can do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can try fly. It doesn't work.
It's one of the most realistic physics
tried,
simulators
he
I've ever
tried.
seen in my life.
Did you ever
And
play?
it's so much fun.
Do you remember Incredibots? Did you ever play that
Yes.
game?
Oh,
Go
what about,
Congregate.
Oh,
about,
Congregate, yep.
Yeah.
With
Congregate
the
was
forward
the
spinning
best, yeah.
wheels, the backward spinning
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah.
I would make
do all
machines that
sorts
would
of
do
stuff.
absolutely
And
nothing.
those are games that they make you think. They help you
Think and imagine. That's why I'm grateful for the video games I've played because I think they've helped me to grow in my just creativeness and
yeah.
imaginative.
Yeah.
Like those
Creativity.
types of games where you have to build something to
They're
get something done.
therapeutic.
That
Yeah.
got me into engineering. and,
Yeah,
what I
exactly.
wanted to do.
We have people these engineers. The reason that people have done this is because you have these video games when you're younger where it's just simple,
Right.
like putting two sticks in a wheel together, and it's like,
Exactly.
oh my god, that's so cool. And that's why
Oh,
I
yeah.
brought up Besieged, because I think that's even this, the fantastic contraptions. Holy crap! What is this?
I guess this is Incredibots. This is next level.
I can't. I can't
This
handle
is
this.
next
I would
level.
build like 2 wheels with a stick
Yeah,
on
like
it.
I would have like I'd have one that would be like,
Oh my
I mean,
god.
I used to.
I can't do
I
this.
mean, I used to play BattleBots.
Is it Transformer? What is this?
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I give up.
You have won Incredibots.
I can't do this.
That's ridiculous.
But like so.
Imagine how much
So
time
there's
he
that.
invested
Games
into
like that, like besiege, like on Minecraft. Minecraft.
Yes, I
we
was
have
actually about to say
shout out
Minecraft.
to Minecraft because
You can build some
see
amazing
what so many people have
things.
made on these. We are raising the next generation
Right.
of
And again-
engineers and
again,
architects.
with the stigma,
Yeah, we're
you're
gonna have a
seeing
lot of creative
you're
people in
seeing
our generation.
30-year-olds playing Minecraft, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I think is so cool. Because
Yeah.
when I was younger, I never thought that would be a thing. I thought
Yeah.
video games were something kids did.
Yeah.
And
now
so-
it's-
because that's how we were
moved on.
raised.
It's
Because the
exciting.
older generation is like, well, you don't want to play video game, they're for a kid.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's like,
You're gonna rat your brain.
rat your brains
But it's
out.
exciting to see that.
Some games do.
Some games do.
Duke Nukem.
Happy Wheels.
Duke Nukem forever.
Happy Wheels
Greatest
forever.
game
Oh,
ever
Happy
made.
Wheels.
Greatest game.
Duke
Said
Nukem
no one
forever.
ever.
Some games aren't productive.
A moment of silence for Duke.
Yeah,
Nukem
so here we go,
forever.
like Minecraft. Like,
Oh, this I've seen this
are-
one, the Beetlejuice one. This is sick.
we are raising the next generation of thinkers and
if
engineers. and
someone
everything
can-
like
Tell,
that.
tell me that's not cool.
If
Tell
someone
me.
can make
Tell me,
this,
you're wrong.
If someone can make this, they have to be like a positive addition to society. You know?
Nerds.
Wait, me?
Us? Are we?
Us?
Are we?
I can never
we
do anything
nerds?
like that.
No, that's so cool.
That's hard.
Like,
Imagine the amount of time and effort.
Exactly.
well, the problem
actually
is
put
you
into
see
this.
how cool this stuff is, and somebody had to think of this and
Yeah.
go for it.
Somebody
but
had to think this up,
the reason-
actually execute it,
Look
and
at that.
do it.
Like
It's
people,
so cool.
people don't like this kind of stuff because they watch the one video where the kid, you know, the 5-year-old kid,
the German
creates
kid.
like, yeah,
Or we're freaking.
like, well,
Or-
you see like the video of the kid who creates like a working gun in Minecraft, and then suddenly everyone's up in roars like, "Oh my God, it's raising these kids to be violent." But then you see stuff like this
Right.
that kids do, like,
I can't even
like
look
this
at that.
here,
That's kind of
like
bad.
this thing right here, this thing right here, you know, like that people
There's
do.
no touching on this show. That
And
creates
it's
bad
so
things.
it's so amazing,
Yeah.
like what people can actually do, and we have this stigma on some of these games that people think they're just too violent and
Some-
rot your brain.
some
but
games are
they are
really
raising this
story-based.
creativity level, and it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Telltale for making very heavy story-based games like The
Telltale.
Walking Dead
Right.
and
They did.
Well,
Wolf
they
Among
make you
Us.
think.
That's
The
one of the
Wolf-
best games
Wolf
I've ever
They
Among
make
Us,
you
yes.
feel. They
They
make
did
you
Yeah,
Game
feel.
they're
of-
great
Game of
games.
Thrones too, right?
They,
Yeah,
they
they did Game of
actually
Thrones.
And they did a
enhance your
Minecraft one, too.
emotions
And
because you
Borderlands.
feel
They're doing
you,
it.
you physically and emotionally feel after these games.
Right.
Every single choice you make
Yeah, like
affects your
Like,
outcome of the game.
I cried in the Walking Dead game.
Dude,
like at
they're
the end of it.
absolutely
It's really,
amazing.
it's really like any form of
the only game
entertainment.
I've
It
ever
takes time.
cried
Like
at.
when movies first came out, people were freaking out because they thought it was like
Talkies,
real. Or yeah. And it's just it took getting used to, and I think video games are in that phase that they're now I think towards the end of that getting used to phase, and now they're becoming just
They're
another
becoming
form of
a
entertainment.
norm.
Which
They're- it's
that's
becoming
what
a
I think
norm.
what they are. It's just another form
Yeah,
of
just
entertainment.
I think
Which
we're
people
gonna
need to
have
accept it
museums.
as that,
We're gonna have
and nothing
museums
more.
for video games at some point. And I really do. I think there should
well.
be.
Nobody's going
No,
out.
I
and
think there should
blaming-
be a museum for video games because you know how we have like
That would
arcade
be
bars.
cool.
We have like arcade bars that you can go. You
So
can
what you're
play all
saying
kinds
is,
of games.
if I sell my copy of Battlefront 2 in 30 years, I'll be rich. That's what you're saying.
No.
But I think we need to have not okay. So maybe museum was a bad word. I think we
Like
need
a
to have
memorial,
these
a
massive
showcase.
arcades. Yeah, we need to have these massive arcade showcases that somebody could go back.
I'm
Look,
on
I'm
board
in
for
two
that.
places.
Or like a,
It's me.
This is it.
or like
I'm touching him
a,
on two screens in one show.
or they have like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or like
Yeah.
a hall,
Yeah.
like a video game Hall of Fame. Like I'm
wish-
sure there's like
I wish they
online
would
ones, but like a
consolidate it.
physical
Like,
one.
you know, the movies have the Oscars, TV shows
Yeah,
have
nobody's
the
going
Emmys. But
out-
we hit on it last week. There's no one group that determines Game of the
there's
Year.
like
Well, there
Yeah.
used to
There's
be
no
there
Yeah,
used to
I
be an
remember you guys
award
talking
show.
about that
There
last
was
week.
there
It
used to be
used
a
to be.
really good. Well, they're bringing it back, aren't they? Was it?
I
like-
hope so, but okay.
It was
talking
crap, though. I
about
watched it last
games
year.
as entertainment. Nobody goes out and blames movies, or I bet some people do, but very few people go
Right.
out and blame violent movies for causing violent tendencies. It's all about video
Gone
games
with the
because
Wind
it's
made me
not
gay.
it's not something they grew up with and it's not something they understand. So people have a tendency to blame things that they don't understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Like
It's
I don't hear people like blaming Rambo.
Yeah,
for
nobody's
anything.
saying
Like,
Rambo
that's a
caused
pretty
my
violent movie.
child to go and murder
If video games,
50
if video games are causing
villages.
violence, then like the Expendables needs to be banned.
You know what? The
Worldwide.
Expendables needs to be just banned in
I
general.
mean,
don't
that's
know,
true.
that just needs to be
Hey,
banned.
that's its
the
own
third
thing.
one was all right.
No, it wasn't. The third was the worst.
That was the
First
best.
one was okay.
Why Harrison Ford would sink to that level, I will never
Okay, because
know.
the first one was like, oh, we
just
get it.
fun.
You're all retired action
It's
stars.
just fun.
Is it?
No, that's why the first one was fun. Because it was like, oh, we're all retired action stars. I get it. You're making fun of your old movies. Great. The second one was like, really?
Get it together, guys.
And then the third one was like,
Still haven't seen any of them. Still haven't seen a single one, and I don't plan on it.
I like the
It's
second
not
one.
gonna happen.
Chuck Norris comes in and they make a bunch of Chuck Norris jokes.
well, I get that. Like
funny.
that's what the Expendables is. The Expendables is, hey, look, bunch of old retired action stars. Watch them try to be relevant again.
Try. Keyword try.
I think that's
Ripperoni
one
and
movie.
pepperoni.
Buy a total shit.
That's one movie. Yeah, exactly. That's one movie. That's not a franchise. And I touched upon this last week, and I'm going to say it every episode. Stop with the franchises. Not everything needs to be a franchise.
He looks.
Not everything.
Because he means it.
I mean it. Not everything needs to be a franchise.
Talking to
Honestly.
you, Saw.
Yeah. Looking at you, Saw, with your
7 or 8.
can't swear on
Too
TV
many
movies.
Never seen
Too
it,
many
Saw.
movies.
I saw the first one. It was disgusting.
There's, you know,
Good.
after
Not
Saw
good. Decent,
like,
but disgusting.
3, they should have just like been like, no more.
Saw 3.
But
It's
they were
about
like,
the money.
yeah.
I
Scott
don't
Coffin.
blame him.
Well, that's
Scott
why.
Cawthon.
I mean, okay, because like I said last week, did we really need Dumb and Dumber 2?
Did we?
Duh.
We still.
There's your
Going
answer.
on, we've been bashing on
Honorary wow
Five
count
Nights at Freddy's
for-
a lot, but
for Dumb and
Scott
Dumber 2.
Cawthon actually came out and made a reply on the Steam forums saying that like before he was working at some retail place and he was making minimum wage and that he puts his heart and soul into these games. And yeah, I understand that. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for making multiple games. And sure, you probably put effort in, but the quality of the game, it was sort of unique at the beginning. It really wasn't though. And then he just kept milking it. And Scott, I understand you want the monies, but you need to chill, bro.
Is this Five Nights?
Yeah, Five Nights at
FNAF?
Freddy's.
FNAF 4.
FNAF.
But anyways, this was supposed to be
Stop
about the
doing
good
franchises.
things. This is supposed to be about
No
the good things
more.
about video games. But
Good
I
things.
And
think
there are a lot of good things.
I think as
Rocket
a whole,
League.
past, present,
Rocket League.
future,
got a
video
heart attack
games
just
have
thinking
been
about it.
video games have been a great thing on our society. Past, present, and future. I think that the overall effect of video games has been good, better than bad. And I think there's more good. There's some bad.
Overwhelmingly positive, I would
Yeah, there's some bad.
Just
I
like a
will
Steam
agree.
review, overwhelmingly positive.
If it says that, I'll
How
buy
did
it.
you know that's what I was referring
Exactly.
to?
Because I know what you're talking. Because I spent too much time on Steam. Anyway,
I'm almost at 300.
I love those
games.
Best
reviews
game.
that are like Civilization 3, and like the review is like 20,000 hours on record, and it's like it's okay, I guess.
Meh.
meh. Exactly.
13 million hours on record. Meh.
It's okay.
Everyone has those games.
I
where
mean,
they just put too much time into.
Would you guys?
Gary's mod for me.
Or just do.
I have a
2K14.
third of a year in days.
You're lying.
I'm not kidding. I have 2,900 hours on Gary's mod.
You're lying.
I'm dead serious,
I
people.
barely even know how to
dead
prop
serious.
hunt,
I had
and
no
you-
I
idea.
can't do.
The
Gary's
most I
mod.
have is like 600.
Dude, I used to
NBA
be an
2K14.
admin on one of the most popular dark roleplay servers, Dark RP, and then it died, and then.
And that's cool because these video games also create community. Like I used to
Exactly.
play. I used to play in a Minecraft
Communities-
server.
This community was so toxic. I'm actually going to say what it is. Pneumonic Plague. They actually revived it recently, but it's so toxic. But that was the appeal to it. Ironically, like you may say, oh, it's bad to have negative impacts, but it actually is great.
I mean, it brings people together. Pneumonic plague. He's
No, it's
Got it.
actually Pneumonic Plague.
Oh, bubonic. I thought you said pneumonic plague, and I was like,
Pneumonic Plague.
Pneumonic.
It's literally Pneumonic Plague, like Noob.
Oh.
You guys really didn't get that?
I thought he said mnemonic.
I
like
thought
a
he said
mnemonic
I thought he said
device.
mnemonic plague, and that's why I was
No,
like, that's what I was thinking.
Pneumonic Plague. It's
Note
a
to
play
self: start a
on
Dark RP
bubonic
server
plague.
called Pneumonic Plague. Not taken yet.
People, please.
But yeah, I used to play it on Minecraft server, and again, I think it collapsed. And it was literally owned. I knew it through a friend of mine, Nate. It was the Minecraft server was called Orbit Blade, and if it's still out there, check it out because it was an awesome place. It was literally run by like this 13-year-old. Like he had his own company. Like this is what that's just another thing the video games do. I mean, he had his own company at 13 years
I don't know
old.
that's the best idea.
Well,
That's insane.
it sounded like he was just selling like server space, I think, which
I
is
have
just
my
so
own
cool.
TV show at 18
I mean,
years old.
what
like a
kind of
bunch
thing?
of
like that's dope.
Ben
man.
Wyatt.
Isn't that the idea? Like to inspire the American dream to get these
Yeah,
kids to want to
exactly.
be
You
entrepreneurs. So
see-
maybe it's not the best thing, but it's really cool
But
to see.
these kids are
it
trying to
puts
run-
them in the right direction.
As a
Like,
person,
communities
they
and
put
As a
them-
person
yeah.
who's going into business, I'm
Everyone just started
actually
once.
impressed that people can be 13 to 18 years old and
Exactly.
actually have their own unique and huge business. Like Mark Zuckerberg was how old? Like 20 years old? 20, some mid early 20s, and he's one of the richest people of all time. Calm down.
And you get inside jokes from these sorts of video
Yeah.
games, and that's
What are
chowder.
we even
Never
in?
forget chowder.
Yeah, but anyways, so these communities, like these launch these people, they want to be the leaders of the communities. It's
And it brings
inspiring
people together.
our
Yeah.
children to be leaders instead of followers, which is good because if you have a bunch of followers, those are the people that are going to turn to alcohol and drugs and all that kind of stuff that they shouldn't be turning to because they're following one another. So we are inspiring, our children to be leaders. We're not communists. We are
That's what I'm
inspiring.
saying. That's what we're saving ourselves from.
Yeah.
Karl
Kids who
Marx
become
was a
druggies,
pretty cool
Republicans,
guy.
communists.
Karl Marx was a pretty cool guy, guys.
Anyways,
yeah,
so we
it's
are
good to see these
inspiring our
communities.
kids to be leaders instead
Yeah.
of followers, and by that, video games have done a huge thing because you see these communities. Everyone wants to be an admin. Like remember Halo 3?
exactly.
Remember the big thing was
Admin.
recon armor.
No.
No.
You don't remember that?
I never played Halo.
were you
but-
saying?
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, we are out of time today, gentlemen. It has been a fantastic discussion. Overall, sum it up. Video games have had an
They're a good
overwhelmingly positive impact on society nowadays.
Continue the discussion
And,
online.
yeah.
Let us know
Oh,
what
yeah.
you think.
www.facebook.com/nerds of the Roundtable Show. Please go on. Tell us what you think. Other than that, everyone, please have a fantastic day. We had a Camelot to talk about, that's for sure.
It's a